All right, while we're killing the bill and saving America, we've got new stuff coming up. We got filibuster arguments and votes and election reform and votes, and nobody knows this stuff better than our next guest, Texas Senator John Cornyn. Senator Cornyn, Happy New Year, sir. Thanks for coming on. You know I appreciate it.
Happy New Year to you, Larry. Long time no see. Thanks for having me.
I know, you bet. Anytime. So, what's going to go on here? I mean, look, Schumer's got all these ideas. We're going to have votes. We're going to have a carve out of the filibuster, or we're going to end the filibuster. And it seems to me that everybody understands what they're trying to do is get a really bad federal election bill through, which would do great damage to that process. Nobody knows this better than you, John Cornyn. What can you tell us?
Well, Senator Schumer, contrary to his previous position when Democrats were in the minority, said he wants to break the rules of the Senate. You mentioned the filibuster. That, of course, is a 60-vote requirement to close off debate, the purpose of which is to cause us to do something that may not feel entirely natural, which is to try to build consensus on a bipartisan basis to improve legislation for 330 million Americans. Instead, he wants the short-term sugar high of being able to pass a bill strictly with Democratic votes. What he's miscalculated on, among other things, is the fact that he is not, President Biden is not FDR. He doesn't enjoy broad majorities, large majorities in the House and the Senate. We have a 50-50 Senate, which ordinarily would dictate that we have to work together to pass common sense bipartisan legislation. But Senator Schumer is apparently afraid of the footbeats behind him from the progressives, as is President Biden, and is trying to do things that, frankly, not even Democrats are willing to swallow.
Well, that's the thing. Kyrsten Sinema is opposed to this stuff, as far as I know. Manchin has said he wouldn't vote for any changes in those rules unless they had bipartisan support. So he looks to be good. But Senator Cornyn, the thing is, this is an effort, this is aimed at some very bad election laws, seems to me.
Yeah.
I mean, what is wrong with having some voter ID in order to vote? What is wrong about limiting the duration of election? Like, if an election ends, shouldn't the voting end? What is wrong about scrubbing voter rolls for dead people? What's wrong about, harvesting and mail-in ballots, which I think are one of the most egregious problems of irregularities? That's what's really at stake here, isn't it?
Yeah, Larry, confidence in that your vote will actually be counted is probably the single most important thing to encouraging people, incentivizing them to get out and cast their ballot. In 2020, across the country, we saw about 66% of registered voters cast their ballot. In Texas, we had 11.3 million voters, historic highs for minorities, African Americans, Hispanics, and the like. There is simply no impediment to people casting their ballot, but we need to make sure that we maintain and in some cases restore public confidence that if you're qualified to vote, your vote will be counted, but we will encourage legal voting, but we will discourage and disincentivize illegal voting, which unfortunately does occasionally occur. So this is an attempt to gain partisan political advantage on a permanent basis by saying Washington knows best, rather than the 50 states, what Justice Brandeis once called the laboratories of democracy. If things can work out at the state level, we learn the best practices and then maybe scale them up to the national level. But the Constitution prohibits this kind of hijacking of state and local elections. Senator Schumer knows it, and he knows it's a bad idea to eliminate the filibuster because Republicans will get in the majority again one day, but he's looking for a short-term sugar high.
You think, Senator Cornyn, that the voters and citizens of the state of Texas would agree to let the federal government override the Texas legislature on these matters? I mean, really?
Not in a minute. You know Texans well enough, Larry, to know that we're pretty independent-minded. We don't need Washington, D.C. to tell us what to do. But that's the mindset of the progressives in the Democratic Party these days. They think they know better than you do what's good for you. You see that across the board, whether it's health care, whether it's the economy, whether it's elections. And it simply is not true. That's why the great economy we saw before this terrible pandemic was one of the best economies we've seen in our lifetime. But it wasn't because the federal government was managing it. It was because of the freedom agenda, the ability of the free market capitalist system to be able to innovate and create value and create jobs, as you've preached your entire lifetime.
Senator, last one. I have a new hobby horse, and I'm going to inflict it on you first today. I think it's time for the Republican senators and House members, for that matter, can we put together a legislative package that would make the Trump tax cuts permanent? Like, I know it won't get passed, but I'm saying go on the offensive with a strong pro-growth, keep more of your own money. Let's have incentives. Biden wants to overturn the Trump tax cuts. That's a huge mistake. Can't we push for a bill that would make his tax cuts, which you all voted for, permanent?
I would gladly do that, Larry. As you know, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act that we passed in 2017 was signed into law by President Trump, has created this huge economic growth and the high employment rates and the prosperity that we have not seen in many, many years. We'd been told during the Obama administration that 2% growth was kind of the new normal, and we just had to get used to it. But we demonstrated together that that's not true. And I like the idea. The only reason we weren't able to do it before, as you know, is because of the budget rules. But there's nothing that would prohibit us from introducing new legislation, making it permanent, and then putting people, having them vote on it and holding them accountable.
Yep. No, I'm going to come down there. Okay, you're signed on. You're my first recruit. I'm going to come down there and help you draft the bill, though you don't need me to draft the bill. Look, I know we have to wait. The cavalry is going to come in November. I understand that. But I would say let's be a little more on the offense and, push that one thought. There are many other things that could be pushed, but that's one of them. Make the tax cuts permanent. Anyway, John Cornyn, Happy New Year, sir. Thanks for helping us out. See you soon.
Thank you very much, Larry.
You bet.